Hi Amazon.com customers, this is Stephanie Meyer and I'm really excited to talk to you about my new novel, The Host. I always tell people that The Host is a science fiction story that's for people who don't like science fiction. It's really not about the aliens or the other planets or the ray guns or the technical aspects of science fiction. It's about what it means to be human, the way you can only see it, which is from someone who's not. Melanie and Wanderer are sort of flip sides of a coin for me. They're two very distinctly different personalities, both of whom have things that I really admire and things that characteristics I didn't have. Wanderer is the completely most compassionate person you would ever meet. She's extremely kind. She always does the right thing. At the same time, she's weak. You couldn't count on her in an emergency situation all the time because there are certain things she's not able to do, that she doesn't have the strength for everything. Whereas Melanie is the strongest person you'll ever know, physically, emotionally, mentally. She can do anything, but at the same time, she's often unkind. So there's those aspects, and whether you can have them in one body without two personalities, I don't know. But their relationship is really shaped around the differences between who they are. My characters often surprise me when I'm working on a story. Quite frequently, there's at least one that refuses to stay in the role that I've given him or her. When I was working on The Host, there was a side character who was, in the outline, never meant to be more than just sort of the backup to the bully. He was one of those guys who stands behind his shoulder and says, "Yeah, get him." And this character surprised me by, on his own, really developing a conscience and evolving more than any of the other characters did. He changed who he was in response to the story. And that's always a really fascinating experience for me, and I tend to love those characters best. I really hope that my existing fans of the Twilight Saga will enjoy The Host. I think they will if they give it a chance. I'm nervous. I'm a little worried because there's a chance they're going to open the book up, start flipping through and say, "There's no Edward here," and then they'll toss it off a balcony. I'm hoping that they'll give themselves a chance to care about this new set of characters and love something that's a little different than vampires. For me, I think The Host is my best written work, and also the most important story that I've told so far. I've written The Host to be a standalone novel. However, it's hard for me to let a story die, to let the characters not exist anymore. There are other stories here. There are a lot of really fascinating characters, and there's a chance I'll go on with this as a series, but all that kind of depends on where the writing takes me, what mood strikes me, what's fun for me, because at the heart of it all, I'm just writing to entertain myself. I didn't make any kind of conscious effort to write an adult novel. For me, those lines are actually kind of irritating. I don't think there should be a certain section of the bookstore that you can't go into. A good book is a good book, and if it's a good book, you should read it. Just because it was written so that 10-year-olds could enjoy it too, that doesn't mean that an adult can't get a whole lot out of that novel. I'm hoping that my books help people cross those lines, that they don't feel like, oh, well, that book is in a section of the store where I don't belong. You belong anywhere a good book is.